Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing well at your home. So students, today we are going to start our new English poem and the name is The Squirrel. Now, The Squirrel is written by Mildred Bose Armstrong. Alright, so before I begin with this poem's explanation, let's discuss something about squirrel. So, you must have seen the squirrel, right? Like usually it lives on the trees and it eats always nut and we find it roaming here and there, right? Playing and enjoying his own company. Alright. So squirrel is a small, cute, a rodent, playful animal, right? Which and it like it runs very fast, it runs very quick, right? So in this poem we will see that how the poet describes the appearance of the squirrel when which she observes in her garden. So you are ready for it, students? So let's begin with this poem first. He wore a question mark coat, tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if we run around his tree, he went the other way. So, students, this is a very short and interesting poem. It's just of 6 lines. But this 6 lines will tell you how the how the squirrel, is what is the appearance of the squirrel, how she eats and like how she behaves, etc. So he wore a question mark for tail. So you can see over here in the picture itself. Now here the poet is comparing his tail with a question mark. Right, you can see in the picture itself like what squirrel's tail is bent, right? It's not straight, it's bent. So it's bended and it's like a question mark. Here an overcoat of grey. So here the squirrel is grey in color. So the poet is saying that here is talking about the the body of the squirrel is having the skin and its fur which is grey in color and it's having the strips on his body. He sat up straight to eat a nut. So who is sitting straight to eat a nut? Here the poet is saying about the squirrel itself. He is used for the squirrel itself that when the squirrel wants to eat the nut, they stay straight. Otherwise, they bend and they move from one place to another and they run and they run very quick fast. So here the poet is saying about the squirrel that when they want to eat the nut, they set up straight, they sit straight, they sit in the straight manner. You can see in the picture which is given over here. Then he liked to tease and play, and if we run around his tree, he went the other way. So, poet liked to play and tease to the squirrel because when the poet is going close to the squirrel, what does the squirrel do? It just run away from one way to another. So, this is about the poem. This is about the poem "The Squirrel," in which we saw that how the poet is describing appearance of the squirrel. Right? It's having a tail which is like a question mark. It's having a color of the skin which is grey in color. Right? It's having a fur. Then he always eat nut and it's always sit in a straight manner when he eats a nut. Then a poet likes to play with the squirrel because whenever he's going close to the squirrel runs away from there. So it's like that they are playing, hide and seek. Somebody is going near to that, and the squirrel is going from there. So this is about our poem, The Squirrel. I hope you understood it very well. So students, now let's come to our questions which are given outside about the poem. There are 3 questions given. We will read one by one and we'll see what we will do in that. So, why does the poet say the squirrel wore a question mark for tail? Draw a squirrel or find a picture of a squirrel sitting on the ground. How could you describe its tail? So here we have to give the answer that why the poet is saying that wore a question mark for tail. She has wore a question mark for tail. because when he saw the squirrel, her tail was in question mark way. But what you have to do, students, you have to like draw a squirrel's photo, or you can say you have to draw the squirrel's picture, or you can get the copy of the squirrel's pictures, and you have to find out that how the tail of the squirrel is. Okay, so you can do it in your rough book or in your English CW, whichever it is, and you have to describe over there how the tail of the squirrel is. So, do we usually say that an animal wears a tail? What do we say? Think, does an animal wear a coat? Consult a dictionary if you like and find out how wear is used in different ways. So, here the second question says that uh, does the animal wears a coat? No, right? So animal doesn't wear any type of coat. But here we have to find out the meaning of the word. Meaning of the word wear. You have to find out the meaning from the dictionary, and you have to write it in your CW or rough book, whichever it is. And then third one, he liked to tease and play. Who is teasing to whom and how? So here poet likes to tease to the squirrel, right? Because he likes to tease and he likes to play with the squirrel. How? So how does the poet tease and play with the squirrel? He goes close to the squirrel and squirrel goes from one way to another. So in this way, the poet likes to tease to poet like to tease and play to the squirrel. So this is about our poem, The Squirrel. So I hope you understood this poem and you like this poem. So you have to write this poem in your rough book 2 times, and you have to complete all these 3 questions which I explained over here in your CW, or whichever you have the rough book. So as of now, we are doing up to this only, and so stay home, stay safe, students. Thank you.